guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I go from ratchet to ravishing, which is pretty much every video, but I just thought the title was pretty clever, so I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe before we get started, and let's get into it. For my brows, I'm actually going to be using two brow pencils just because I feel like being bougie today. This is the Goof Proof and the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. I'm going to take the Goof Proof one and pretty much run it just on the bottom part of the brow and then fill it in. And then I'm gonna take the Precisely My Brow Pencil and define the front and the tail of the brow. Definitely not necessary, but thought I'd give it a go. Okay, and now I'm just gonna run through them with the Anastasia brow gel. Push them upwards, make them look a little bit more fluffy, and make them stay in place. I'm gonna go in with the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC and pick it up on this 242 brush from MAC. I'm gonna prime the eyes, and I'm gonna clean up the underside of the brow a little bit just to make it a little bit more precise. I did just recently get the Air Patrol primer from Benefit, but today I really want to do like crazy smoky eyes. I want this to kind of block everything out and be super opaque, and that one's more of like a natural primer, where this one is for like kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, and now I'm just gonna grab some of this banana powder from the Anastasia contour kit and just set the eye area. This just helps it so all of the eyeshadows that you put on go on smoothly. You don't have like super pigmented areas in one area and not in others, because it will just glide right over the powder instead of being blotchy over the primer. You know what I mean? All right, today I'm gonna be using the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm first gonna take, what do I wanna take? I'm gonna pick up Burnt Orange on this C511 brush from Crown. I'm gonna tilt my chin up and look down into my mirror and put this right in the crease, very lightly. The reason I'm looking down into my mirror is because then I can actually see my eyelid and it doesn't irritate my eyes. It doesn't feel like I'm poking at them or anything. It just gives me access to that area so I can see it better. It's just really helpful when you're blending and doing your eyeshadow. I'm also bringing this pretty far into the inner corner as well as the outer corner and throughout the crease, just making it very rounded, very even, very blown out. Then I'm gonna pick up Raw Sienna, which seems like it's a little bit more cool toned than the Burnt Orange shade. I'm gonna focus this closer in on that crease. Because it's cooler tone, it's gonna create some sort of dimension and almost like a shadow in there. Even though it looks like it's lighter than the Burnt Orange shade, it gives more depth because of its coolness. And anytime I'm focusing really closely in the crease, I'm keeping the brush sideways, and then when I'm ready to blend it out, once the majority of the product is off, I will flip it like this and then buff it this way. I want this to be a little bit more warm and orangey in the crease, so I'm gonna pick up Real Gar. It's this like deep orange shade. I'm gonna pop that right where I put the Raw Sienna shade. It's gonna warm this up, make it look really orangey. So you guys haven't seen this shadow in a while, I don't think, but this is my favorite eyeshadow in the entire world. This is M928 from Makeup Forever. It is just like the world's most beautiful purple, I swear. And I'm gonna take the 242 from Smith, pop it on the tip of the brush, and work this as far down into the socket of the eye as I possibly can. I'm also gonna bring this down on the lid a little bit, but this helps to blend out that lid without going too crazy. So by doing it first, it helps it so that you don't have any separation between the purple and the oranges. I always find that it's easy to access that inner socket area if I'm looking down into my mirror and then I turn the opposite way of the eye that I'm working on, if that makes sense. So if I'm working on my right eye, I'm gonna show the mirror my left, and then I can get in there. It's going to be a little bit easier and still make sure you're looking down at the same time. And on this side, I'm trying to access the inner, ooh, got my eyeball. Now I'm gonna pick up the M928 shade on the belly of the brush. That's not gonna be the tip, it's gonna be this like flat side here. And I'm gonna work that color down onto the lid, starting from the crease instead of starting from the lash line. And then you can go back in with that other brush and just blend it out really good, just to make sure it's just all seamless and you don't have any lines or anything like that. Next, I'm gonna pick up this I'm Into It shade from MAC on this flat definer brush from Sigma, and I'm gonna work this into the top lashes. This is a deep, rich, like almost reddish brown shade, and I want this to just deepen up the lash line and make it look almost like, I don't know, just like an even deeper purple shade than what we have going on right now. And you see the difference? How this one's just a little bit more of like a purpley purple, like a grape. This one almost is just like a rich reddish purple. Such a difference. Okay, and then I'm taking that fluffy brush and going right over top of where those two eyeshadows meet. So it's very, very seamless. Yes. Okay, I am quickly just going to apply a thin coat of mascara. Any mascara will work for this, but I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And then I am applying my false lashes. These are the Skin to Skin lashes from the Lower Lashes. Moving on to my face, I'm gonna be mixing 2 primers and 2 foundations together. I know it's like super extra. I will be using the Tom Ford Bronzing Primer and the Smashbox Photo Finish Light Primer. I just like both of these right now and I wanna see what they look like together. Okay, I'm mixing them together on my hand and then I'm just going to put it on my face. So the bronzing primer gives me a bronze, obviously. I look red right now, but it'll blend in really nicely. And then the Smashbox primer is for like oily skin so that you don't get really wet looking later on in the day. And they both help so that your foundation lasts. For my foundation today, I want to mix these 2 together. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation and the Dior Skin Forever foundation. One is more luminous and one is more matte. I just love making that combination because it ends up creating a really cool finish on the skin. So we'll see how this goes. I'm only going to do 1 pump of the Dior and 1 drop of the Tarte. I am blending this in with the Crown Pro C490 brush. Technically a blush brush, but I use it for foundation. I'm actually gonna go in with an old school product. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I haven't used this in like a year, I feel. I'm gonna do 1 full pump on the back of my hand and then distribute this underneath my eyeballs. I guess I needed a lot less than a full pump. I'm blending this in underneath my eyes with the Crown Pro C517 brush, and then whatever is left over on my brush, I'll evenly distribute that to the chin and the forehead, just very lightly to add a little bit of brightness. I'm gonna be contouring with the Smashbox Cream Contour Sticks. This is in the color Contour. And I'm gonna bring this right here where the ear is and kind of draw this down to where the pupil stops and then go vertical. Then get the jawline. Then I will be blending that in with the other side of the Crown C490 brush. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how I cream and powder, highlight, and contour, or how you can, click the link up at the top right-hand corner. I will direct you straight to that video where I go over everything and why I do it, and just more information on this technique. You can click that there. And then I'm gonna give myself a light wash of a bronze. So I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light Bronzer. Very, very lightly because this stuff is intense. So I'm very lightly gonna brush it on the forehead, very lightly all over the cheek area, and also on the neck. Oh yeah. For blush, I'm gonna try out this Hourglass Brilliant Nude Blush, and I'm using the Smith 112 brush. This is really pretty. I love this blush. It almost looks like a bronzer with just a little hue of like a blush color, you know? And it has a radiance to it. It's really, really pretty. And then today for my highlighter, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be using the Nicole Guerrero palette from Anastasia. Whew, so beautiful. I think I'm gonna take the color Kitty Cat as my highlighter. Right up here. Oh yeah, that was a good choice. That is super bright. For the under eye area, I'm just gonna take that burnt orange shade. I'm gonna look up into my mirror and smudge that right under the lower lashes. I'm gonna add a touch of Real Gar. I'm gonna get really close to the bottom lashes. I'm taking this I'm Into It shade from MAC, and I'm gonna apply this with the E15 flat definer brush from Sigma. Then I'm going back in with Real Gar and I'm blending that out. And I'm making it so that it really halos around the eye. So I'm connecting this out here into the outer crease, just making everything connect all together and be very blown out and rounded. And then I'm gonna highlight my eyes using the Kitty Cat shade from the palette and highlight my inner corner of my eye and my brow bone. I'm gonna brighten up the eyes with the nude liner from Rimmel and pop that right in the bottom waterline. To complete the eyes, I just added some bottom lash mascara. I do wanna apply a bold lip, but I wanna do my hair first so that it just doesn't get in the way of my lips and everything, and then it would just become a sloppy mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that my hair is done, I'm gonna go in with Dynamo or Dynamo. It is from MAC. It is one of their Pro Longwear lip pencils, and it is kind of like a hot coral color, and this is going to be a really nice base for the lip color that I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to top it off with this lipstick called Grace from NARS. It's so beautiful. It's just an electric reddish pinkish coral color. It's one of their audacious lipsticks, so it's super moisturizing and hydrating on the lips. Does not dry matte, but it's very, very beautiful. All right guys, this is the completed makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe before you leave and thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.